Someone who is tuning into this reading is feeling beaten down, feeling worn down energetically, emotionally. I felt this as I was preparing for this reading, as I was meditating. I felt a message come through for this person. And the message is, you don't have to carry it anymore. And of course, this will apply differently for different people, but whatever came to mind as you heard the word it, replace it with whatever came into your mind, and that will tell you what is feeling so heavy to you. What is feeling like too much to you, like a burden. Now, for some, this could be something within one of their connections or relationships that is causing them to feel a lot of pain. For others, this could be something much more internal. In fact, I'm hearing ancestral line, family line. I'm specifically picking up on a divine feminine who has been carrying some kind of emotional weight. I heard emotional baggage that isn't hers to carry. And I'm also hearing spirit come in here to say, who told you that you had to carry this weight, that you had to carry this burden? It was never yours, and it's safe to release it. Now, I know that's a very specific message. I don't normally channel during the intro of these readings, but that just kept coming through so strongly for someone. So if that message was for you, I really hope it reached you. And I really hope that you will give yourself the time, the space, and the permission to leave behind your feelings of obligation, your feelings of heaviness around this situation, emotional heaviness. And you'll give yourself the time here to just breathe and to really open yourself to receive some messages through this reading. Yes, regarding your twin flame connection specifically, because this is a twin flame reading, but also messages from your own higher self as well, because as we all know, this twin flame journey, although it's easy to fixate on the external person because there is so much like a whirlwind of chaos that goes on within that external manifested connection. But at the end of the day, this connection is self-reconnection. This is about us reconnecting with ourselves, integrating our own inner masculine and inner feminine, and achieving that full self reconnection. So that is my goal through this reading, to assist you in being able to tune in with your own intuition. So of course, with that being said, only take from this reading what connects with you personally, what feels right to you in your heart and soul, and hold space for others who may be receiving some of the other messages that come through. Also, be sure to like this video and also make sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet, because the purpose of this is to send energy into this collective, this beautiful community here. And when you send your energy to the collective through liking or subscribing, I'm able to pick up on your energy more easily and channel more specifically for you and your current life circumstances. And the first card to come out here is the third chakra card in the reverse position. There's something here about someone needing to be gentle with themselves emotionally, meaning that I feel someone has been really hard on themselves lately in some way. So how has someone been hard on themselves here? Of course, this card, the third chakra, connects with the solar plexus chakra. So how has someone been hard on themselves? Holding a coin, man holding a coin in the reverse position. Very often I speak of this card connecting with a divine masculine rising in his power. So I'm hearing a few different messages from this card. By the way, I do like to explain this now through these readings because I think it's a helpful reminder for all of us. But whenever I'm sharing these messages, when I say divine feminine and divine masculine, I'm not speaking to a specific gender. I am speaking to an energy dynamic within the twin flame connection. And this is actually an internal dynamic that then manifests outwardly in certain external potentials. So what I'm calling these potentials are the specifics of the reading. So whenever I channel something very specific that could be happening in the physical between you and your person, know that this is just a potential way that this twin flame energy, this balance of internal masculine and feminine, could be manifesting for you within your life or within your connection. So keep that in mind, because although we share these collective energy shifts internally as twin flames worldwide, the way that energy manifests physically, the way it shows up for us in our lives, will depend on many different factors, including our proximity to our twin flame physically, emotionally, our level of communication, etc. So always keep that in mind through these readings. But the reason I'm saying this now is because there's something here about, for some, this card applying to the internal masculine. So for whoever would consider themselves here to be the divine feminine, if you do label yourself in that way, I see there's something coming up about your internal masculine. But for others, I feel that this could be about the external masculine as well. I'm hearing a divine feminine say, I like, there's this energy of just watching, waiting for her masculine counterpart to fully step into his power, to rise, to change, to do something, to shift in some way. And ironically, through this fixation on what he is or is not doing in the physical, she is keeping herself energetically stuck, because she is actually trying to rely on her external masculine to overcompensate for her inner masculine that I feel in the past was repressed, as we spoke on in the previous reading, but is now shifting into this space of power. Something really powerful is happening for this divine feminine. But the reason this message is coming up is because for the collective divine feminine, it's so essential to remember that whenever we are fixating on the external masculine's actions or lack of actions, letting our ego kind of step in and swirl with all those thoughts and moments of confusion or doubt, is he shifting? Is he changing? We're really seeing this connection as purely external in those moments, and forgetting that it's all about this reconnection within ourselves, that our external masculine is reflected energetically as the internal masculine that exists within us. And so collectively, the divine feminine is being taught a really powerful lesson, how to shift this focus from the external world, the external interactions, conversations, communication with who she considers to be her divine masculine, and to actually put that focus back where it always belonged, to return her energy to herself, to focus on this self-integration of the inner masculine and inner feminine. That's been really thematic through so many of these readings. So I'm going to reshuffle the cards, because I actually feel that that was the message those two cards were trying to bring through. But now I want to turn to what is going on right now with the divine feminine in the physical world. So the first card here is anxiety. I woke up this morning feeling this energy of restlessness or anxiousness. Let me know if anyone else can relate to this, because I strongly felt that part of what I was sensing was coming from what we are experiencing collectively, especially as the divine feminine. By the way, I am recording this reading a day early, so this could be speaking to something you experienced within a 48-hour window, either before or after these readings. Of course, the energy is not perfectly shifting at the exact same time or showing up at the exact same time in the physical for each of us. So do keep that in mind. And also, these readings are all technically timeless as well, because I don't believe in coincidences. And whenever you find something that resonates with you, I feel you were led to it for a reason, no matter when it was posted or created. So I want to know what these feelings of anxiety are that could be coming up for some divine feminines. I heard the word eagle for some reason. Let me know if an eagle is significant to someone. Also, I felt this kind of butterflies in my stomach sensation. There could be something spiritually significant to someone regarding butterflies as some kind of a symbol, but mostly I'm hearing that this for many feels like that butterflies in your stomach feeling. This could be anxiousness, it could be excitement, it could be nervousness or restlessness. Let me know if that's been showing up for you at all. But I do want to read into why this is happening for some of the Divine Feminine Collective. Okay, very clear message, strategy in the reverse. I heard this Divine Feminine very bluntly saying, I don't have a plan. Like, I don't know where things are going to go. And I felt this wave of chills because I also feel, by the way, this could be something this Divine Feminine has even found herself saying or thinking in connection with other people in her lives. I feel as though there's almost this energy of people are wondering what I'm doing, where I'm going, where am I? There's something about people watching this situation. Okay, guys, there's something here for this Divine Feminine where it's like she has friends or family members or people that are looking in on her or her life and thinking, what are you doing? Where is your life going? Or asking her these questions. So either I'm hearing some Divine Feminines feel like sometimes they're being bombarded with questions from people around them about their life or what they want to do it could be so many things for work and their relationships. I'm strongly hearing someone asking, why are you still single? Why aren't you getting out there? Or why are you still in this relationship? There's something about relationships here as well. And this feeling of, I can't care what these people think. I have to release my need for a plan. Bluntly, I hear a Divine Feminine saying, I have to just do me. So that might be specifically how one Divine Feminine would say it or put it into words. But overall, there's just this energy of my ego self. Part of me wants to have everything all figured out. I see someone with a calendar or like some kind of an agenda book. So someone could be trying to put certain dates or plans on a calendar, or there could just be this stronger sense of time at this moment on the planet for the Divine Feminine Collective, this stronger awareness. By the way, I'm just seeing a bird out my window. I know that many of you resonated with the bird sounds that came through my last reading. So let me know if any of you are resonating with the symbol of birds right now. Yeah, action in the reverse position. Guided to go within, to strategize, to replan. There's some kind of collective energy coming through here for the collective feminine. This energy of, I heard another reader so eloquently put it as a recalibration, and that really resonated with me, and I feel it may resonate with some of you as well. There's this energy of taking a deep breath and allowing yourself to kind of be retuned. Like I heard reset, kind of a reset button happening energetically. So if you felt yourself, especially as the Divine Feminine, by the way, I just saw the number 333, so that might be significant to you. But if you felt yourself as a Divine Feminine feeling a little bit as though I'm hearing like you're in some kind of a vortex, or you're kind of zoning out a lot or having trouble focusing on one thing recently, know that you aren't alone in experiencing this. This is because although your ego may step in and self-judge and say, why aren't you focusing more? Why aren't you doing more right now? What's really going on is on a soul level, you are absorbing a lot of collective, I heard shock absorbers. It's like you are absorbing a lot of powerful energy and integrating and transmuting that energy on this really deep level, resulting in this recalibration, this shifting effect for you. And of course, by shifting you, it's also resulting in powerful shifts in your connection as well. I'm hearing a Divine Feminine say, I feel like I'm not working, but I'm exhausted all the time. Like I'm not working as much as I have in the past, but I feel more tired than usual. And you are really being guided. If this is for you, you're really being guided by your higher self and your spirit guides to release those patterns of self-judgment around productivity, how much your ego perceives you're doing or not doing, because the ego knows nothing of how much you are doing, shifting, transmuting, transforming on a soul level, on an energetic level. And you have so many reasons to be so proud of yourself, even if on some level you find yourself doubting or questioning or self-judging. Wow, really powerful message coming through for that divine feminine. I really feel she also needs a card from the Starseed Oracle. This is such a beautiful deck. So I feel there's one final message from this divine feminine's higher self or her guides here. And this card says, longing for home, homesick for the stars. I'm going to read a little bit from the guidebook for this card because I'm feeling a lot of powerful energy coming from it at the moment, meaning there's probably some kind of message here for someone. Sorry guys, I had to pause there and then restart for just a second because I talked about channeling a message from the guidebook, then I realized I didn't have it there in front of me. So just give me one moment here, and the guidebook here says, this unexplainable, unshakable longing for home is common in starseeds and old souls. Perhaps you've had it since birth. Well, first of all, I know that many of you in this collective can instantaneously relate to that message. However, that word home really stood out to me. And the energy I got from it, interestingly enough, was really twin flame related. I heard a taste of home. It's like, I hear a divine feminine on this higher self level. This is kind of a love message coming through from her higher self to the masculine. But I feel her saying, divine masculine, when we met, this is for someone who's met their person in the physical, who's been somehow together with them physically in the past. And I hear her saying, when we met, you felt to me like home. In fact, I'm getting a wave of emotion just saying this. There's so much powerful energy behind this meeting and this divine feminine reflecting on it. But I hear her saying, I have been homesick my whole life for something I couldn't quite explain. I felt misunderstood by everyone around me because it was like being in a foreign land. It was like traveling to a foreign country, except that's where I was born, except that's where I grew up, except that was the place that was supposed to feel like home, but it never did. In fact, nowhere on planet Earth has really felt like home to me. And I feel that this person has moved around a little bit or traveled enough to know that it's not a longing for a physical location. It's a longing for something deeper. It's a soul longing for a place that, I hear them saying, for a place that I thought didn't exist. And I carried that longing with me through relationship after relationship because I kept searching for that feeling of home. I heard serial dating, so there could be someone who has been in a lot of relationships or connected with a lot of people, but never really put down roots with a single person. And then suddenly their twin flame masculine came in, and it's like, this is home. This is that place that I've been searching for, except it's not a place. It's a person is what their mind would say, but really on a soul level, on an energetic level, that home feeling is a frequency. It's the frequency that is within them. It is their core space within themselves. And the reason they feel that feeling of home with their twin is because their twin is the only one in this world, on this planet, who shares that core soul frequency and who shares all those unconscious soul memories of other planets and other lifetimes lived before this one, because in every life they always found themselves in this eternal dance of separating and coming back together, but never quite being able to fully forget one another because the other was the one thing that they came into this life remembering on some level. And I know it sounds really dramatic and emotional, but I feel this is the energy I'm getting on a higher self level from this divine feminine. However, there's some kind of pain associated with it too, because there's a distance I feel between this higher self message, what she feels, what she knows, and sometimes what happens or what shows up with the divine masculine in the physical. And on top of all of that, there is this feeling of, for some reason, guys, I don't know if some of you have had interactions or conversations or just feelings surrounding what other people think recently, but I'm getting a lot of energy again from a divine feminine feeling like there's something about other people not understanding, like other people in my life, I hear her saying, have never really fully understood me. And they also don't understand this connection that I share with you, Divine Masculine. They don't understand this pushing and pulling dynamic, the separating, the coming together. And I know that to other people, and even sometimes to my own self, I probably look crazy. That's what I feel this Divine Feminine saying. And I really feel that for whoever this is for, she really needs a message of some kind of reassurance right now. So I am going to channel a message of confirmation or reassurance from her higher self or guides regarding these feelings of doubt or confusion. And of course, guys, we could not get a clearer confirmation. Caring connections in the upright position and the temple path upright. I'm feeling that wave of just emotion again. It's like I just heard this loud and clear message of, you are on the right path. You know what you're doing beyond what your mind knows, beyond what your ego knows, beyond what other people project on you or on your situation or on your life choices or your relationship. Again, this doesn't necessarily need to apply specifically to your twin flame relationship because, again, it's an internal experience here. This could be speaking to any way that you are feeling self-doubt about yourself in your life right now. And again, potentially how your ego may be perceiving other people judging some of what you're doing in life. It may not be specifically related to love, although I do feel that coming through strongly for most people. I'm hearing you know what love frequency feels like. You know what it feels like to be truly seen and supported and loved. Keep following your heart and soul. Keep following that frequency of love within you. Keep vibrating at that frequency and allow the universe to continue attracting beautiful things into your life. Again, if this is related to love or relationships, but also even if this is related to career or work, infuse your beautiful love and energy into everything that you do. Allow yourself to vibrate at that frequency of love, to become, or really to return to that space of effortless magnetism. Journey in the reverse position. It's safe to release those feelings of restlessness and anxiety that you have with this journey reverse card. I heard both staying, but also going within. Staying not in the sense of staying or going at a certain job or a certain relationship. Staying with yourself, maintaining this reconnection inwardly with your most authentic self. And the thing is, you know how to do this. In fact, Divine Feminine, I sense your guides are saying you've been doing it. You have been achieving this alignment with your higher self. You have been stepping into your authenticity, into your voice. Now, the key here is not to allow those doubts and projections from other people and those ego-based patterns and mentalities that were given to you, that were handed down potentially even through generations, not to allow those things to weigh you back down, to lower your frequency, the message here is to continue maintaining that frequency of love you are achieving, that magnetic frequency you are stepping into, that total self-reconnection that you are beginning to hold within yourself. And again, I know that these messages, as sometimes happens, I know that these are a bit more abstract, but I also know that you, whoever you are, wherever you are listening to this right now, you will receive, and you have received from this whatever you needed to hear and receive at this time. So listen to your impulses, follow your intuition, and take it as it connects with you. I also just saw the number 2424. So that number specifically may be important to someone. It could also signify something to do with the age 24. That could be significant to someone. I also heard 2 years. It could be 24 months that somehow is connecting with someone. Okay, so let's talk a little bit to the 3D self of the Divine Masculine. You guys know who tune into these readings. I do like to channel both 3D and higher self messages for both the masculine and feminine, because very often what we feel and sense and what happens energetically on this soul level can look very different than what is going on within the connection in the physical. And if there is a difference, which of course there usually is, because we are living this physical lifetime in these human bodies with these human minds and with all of these negative patterns passed down to us, if there is a difference, know that as we continue along this journey, as we continue to become more in tune with our own inner world, our own inner voice, we will begin to see that there is more alignments, greater and greater alignment between what our twin and what our higher self knows and feels and senses, and what we consciously know, feel, sense, and experience. And that's really the beautiful thing, or one of the beautiful things about this journey and this connection. So, what is going on for the Divine Masculine on a 3D level right now? I'm feeling some tension in my right shoulder, so there could be a masculine dealing with this kind of tension. The Divine Feminine also could be picking up on this as well. But alternatively, on an energetic level, this can also signify something going on within the heart space of the collective Divine Masculine. So what is going on within the heart space of the collective masculine? Yeah, this is something very widespread, very global, very collective, shifting for the masculine, that if you're connecting in the physical with your... Wow, guys. Okay, I had to pause. I was mid-sentence there, but the yin yang card in the reverse position just came out. And you guys know this is the number one most powerful symbolic twin flame card in the deck. Of course, the yin and yang representing the divine feminine and divine masculine. This card is reversed, but I'm hearing shifting, powerful shifting that, okay, this is the message. What's going on for the collective masculine is a powerful shift in regards to their twin flame journey or connection, which is really, again, this connection with their inner masculine and inner feminine. But the reason this card is reversed is because although things are shifting powerfully, this feels uncomfortable at the time. At this time on the planet for this divine masculine. So divine feminine, you could be feeling this energetic discomfort. I'm hearing it feels uncomfortable because it's so unfamiliar, meaning they are learning a new way of being and living and existing in this world that is not only breaking out of their own patterns in this one physical lifetime, but it's also breaking out of collective trends, collective patterns. So I want to know, what is shifting right now for the collective masculine on an energetic level? The garden and the gates in the upright position. So this is really interesting. I'm hearing him say, or a divine masculine say, first of all, there's something about a divine masculine saying, divine feminine, I see you. So there could be some kind of situation where I'm seeing two people making eye contact. So if you cross your person in the same physical space, there could be a more intense or powerful eye connection happening at this time. I also heard this strange message of a divine masculine. This is so specific, probably for one person, but a masculine who sees you when you don't see him. So I know this sounds weird, but physically, if you pass each other or are together, I feel him like looking at you, divine feminine, even if you're not looking, or I see you in the middle of working, like writing or working on a computer or doing something. So I'm strongly feeling for whoever this is for. You could be in a co-working environment with your masculine. But regardless, even if it's not physical, I feel this masculine, like, again, it could be social media. I'm hearing that there could even be a masculine who's connected or found your social media pages that you may not be following each other on. There's this kind of sneaky energy around it, but just this strong message of, I see you. Now, if you aren't connecting at all in the physical with your person in any of these ways, this could also be a much more energetic message, a message of, I support you energetically. I am aware of you. That's the message. If you, regardless of whether you've met your person, whether they've passed on, regardless of what quote unquote phase of the twin flame journey you're in, the masculine is saying, divine feminine, I am seeing you right now. I see you. I am aware of you right now. I am strongly aware of you right now is what I'm getting from this masculine. But the reason he has this increased awareness of the divine feminine in the physical is because with the garden and the gate, and this is what I was getting to, with this card, I really saw like a caged inner feminine within this masculine's being. In this metaphor, it's like he's kept his inner sensitivity, emotionality, all of those traits we associate traditionally with the divine feminine. He's kept those traits locked up, boxed up tight inside of him, which if there was a situation of pushing away or of rejection of the external feminine, what this masculine was really doing was rejecting his own inner, internal divine feminine. His own, I'm hearing ability to relate to others even. So there could be a masculine who, I'm hearing pride and arrogance. This won't be for everyone, but there could be a masculine who struggles to relate to other people because, or who has in the past struggled with this because they had their inner divine feminine under basically lock and key is what I'm hearing. So it's like because they couldn't connect with their inner emotions and sensitivity, they had difficulty connecting with other people. And I'm hearing that they could have come off as prideful or arrogant, but it wasn't that they were evil or bad or trying to be this way. It's that they were so disconnected in those past situations from their own inner world and inner experience that they had difficulty emotionally connecting with other people with that same kind of sensitivity that they were rejecting within themselves. But what I'm seeing here is it's like that cage is opening. I heard that cage is like Pandora's box for this masculine, letting his divine feminine roam free, his inner sensitivity, emotionality. I hear this masculine saying, the reason I kept this box locked so tight is because I knew if I let myself feel, and that's like, there's nothing else to elaborate on. If I let myself feel, there was going to be chaos, feel everything, because as soon as I start allowing myself to reconnect with my emotions, now I'm going to have to feel everything through this life and even collectively that I've picked up on from the collective masculine that has not been felt. And I feel this element of unpreparedness, but it's happening anyway, if you know what I'm saying. It's like this masculine's physical self doesn't fully feel prepared for this unleashing of his inner divine feminine, for this overwhelmment of feeling, and yet his higher self is guiding him into it anyway, because I hear his higher self saying in his guides, you, divine masculine, may not feel ready. You may feel unprepared, but you've been training not just this lifetime, but many lifetimes for this moment of allowing yourself to fully reconnect with your own inner world, with your authenticity, with your emotional experience, with truly your inner divine feminine. The all-encompassing kind of, again, traits and concepts we associate with the inner divine feminine. And I hear this higher self of this divine masculine saying, you may not feel ready, but you are more ready than you believe yourself to be on a human level, on the mental level. Your soul is ready, even though your mind is afraid. So I really hope that for the divine masculines listening, that provided you a message of reassurance or confirmation you may need to hear. Yeah, with door to spirit in the upright position, this is also resulting in a powerful opening of this divine masculine's intuition as well. So how is this divine masculine opening his intuition here? And about 1,000,000 cards just wanted to fall out of the deck all at once. So I feel like that signifies this masculine is receiving a lot of intuitive downloads, whether he realizes it or not. There's a lot coming in for this masculine. I'm hearing that for some masculines, you might actually feel a little bit of a surge in energy at times that seems to come out of nowhere. And divine feminine, if you have more contact with your person, you may notice this even happening to them externally. But I'm hearing, ironically, internally, because of what is happening within this masculine, when he gets these surges of energy, I'm seeing the divine feminine almost feeling a bit drained in those moments. Okay, guys, I feel this actually speaking to what we were talking about earlier. I was speaking to a divine feminine who at times felt tired and didn't really know why, and who felt as though, I should be working more than I am, and why am I so tired when I'm not doing that much in the physical? Well, for some of you, in fact, I feel this very collectively. What could be happening is, divine feminine, you are assisting the divine masculine on an energetic level in this really intense integration process they are going through, this integration of their inner divine feminine with their masculine. So as they continue to go through this really dense, really heavy kind of energetic transmutation process, opening up their sensitivity, their emotionality, at times you may feel as though they're almost drawing upon your energy. Now, of course, this is being put in very human terms. It's not that they're literally stealing your energy or that you're stealing theirs. It's that as twin flames, you are essentially one soul. So whenever you are shifting, one counterpart is shifting energetically, it's naturally impacting the other because energetically, inwardly, you are the same. You heal together, you shift together, you grow together. And once again, I'm hearing that message of the divine feminine holding space for the masculine to allow these shifts and changes. Wow, okay, powerful message on that came through is that divine feminine, if you are in a situation where you've had to withdraw your energy from the masculine and the physical, where you've had to step away, which I know many in the collective here are in this kind of a situation, know that what's happening here on a soul level is you are continuing to hold the space for this masculine to continue to open his own inner feminine, because you are no longer acting as the bridge, meaning that when you are in this masculine's physical reality, potentially less at this moment in time, again, this won't speak to everyone, only take this if it connects with you, but if you found yourself needing to distance, needing to separate physically, to set boundaries in some way, know that in the past, your divine masculine could have been trying to use your divine feminine energy unconsciously, of course. I don't think that they did this intentionally, but to use your presence physically as a bridge, as kind of a proxy, so that in the past they wouldn't, or they would resist reconnection with their own inner intuition, their own emotionality within, their own internal spiritual compass. And instead, I'm seeing a masculine like go to the divine feminine to get emotional support, for advice, it's almost like using her, in a sense, her physical presence and communication as a way for him to connect with his own inner feminine, except he wasn't. He was resisting that inner reconnection and trying to get in touch with feminine energy through greater connection in the physical with the divine feminine. I know this is such a complex message, but the thing is, this was being mirrored, so the divine feminine was doing the same. And in fact, we spoke on this in the last reading when we talked about how there was a divine feminine who in the past was valuing her external masculine more than her internal masculine, meaning that just in the same way, she could have been using the presence of the divine masculine in her life to create that structure, that sense of confidence, that sense of material support that she wasn't yet ready to fully create within herself. So it's kind of this ironic situation for these twin flames where in the past they were both using the other physically as a bridge to what they hadn't yet integrated within themselves. And I feel that there was some pinnacle, some culmination moment for many twin flames where this system, I'm just hearing this system broke, like the system no longer worked, because I'm hearing that for many it led to negative interactions in the physical or even a lot of emotional chaos. It could have led to feelings of confusion, to emotional pain that could have gone back and forth. And again, the reason was because this was really a kind of codependency, energetically speaking, where each was trying to bridge using the other what they hadn't yet connected with within themselves. So Spirit really pushed this situation forward through what I feel for many was actually a very challenging or painful situation in the physical. And I don't want to downplay the pain of that experience, but the ultimate end result is that now the space is held, the space is open for both counterparts to now fully reconnect inwardly, again, to allow this really powerful and faster integration of their own inner masculine and inner feminine. And so I know that was a bit of a long spiel, but it felt really important to channel all of that at this moment in time, because a lot of this is going to be, or probably already is, affecting you in seemingly unexplainable ways physically. So this could even explain why some divine feminines, I know in the last reading we spoke to some feminines waking up at all hours or having a very out of whack sleep schedule. So these powerful energetic shifts and this rebalancing that's taking place inwardly could be part of the cause of any kind of unbalanced energy levels you've been feeling recently. So I'm going to reshuffle the cards here, and I just saw 4040 on the recording timer. Lots of repeating numbers coming up in this reading. Let me know if that number connects with anyone in some meaningful way. By the way, in the extended version of this reading, I am going to be channeling more details for specifically how some of these energy shifts could be playing out in the physical. So I will channel these messages for both the divine feminine who is integrating her inner masculine and the divine masculine who is integrating his inner feminine. So the extended reading is in the pinned comment and description box under this video if you feel guided to explore those more in-depth messages. So what does the divine masculine want to say on a higher self level? Door to romance in the reverse position. I hear him speaking to a past situation that could be continuing into the present. But once again, I'm getting that little bit of shoulder tension or kind of something happening in the heart center that I'm sure we'll channel more information on in a moment. But I heard a masculine say, Divine Feminine, I'm sorry that I pushed you away, or I pushed our love away in some sense. I see this masculine, it's like he's physically pushing outward, representing his pushback in 3D against the divine feminine in the past. But then there's a hand coming back and pressing up against his own heart. It's like I hear him saying, I wasn't really pushing back against you. I was pushing back against me. And specifically, I was resisting, again, this emotional experience, this emotional overwhelmment I knew I would feel if I let my heart fully open. And the problem was, Divine Feminine, I had no choice in your presence but to open my heart. I just felt this like kind of uneasy sensation in my sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra, emotional and physical intimacy could be coming up as well for this masculine. This fear of intimacy, this fear of letting anyone in too close. But the problem is with the Divine Feminine, because this is his mirror soul, because this is the physical embodiment of the person, the soul that shares his core soul frequency, he couldn't open himself. Or I'm sorry, the opposite. He couldn't close himself to her or to this love in the same way as I feel that with other forms of love connection. I keep hearing karmic love come up. So for some in the collective, there could be a situation where with karmics or karmic relationships, the reason this masculine stayed, or for some still is in these karmic connections, is because they allowed him to remain closed through the heart center, because he didn't have to push back against these people or connections, because he never had to open himself to begin with, if that makes sense, because that, again, that pushing was him trying to push the door of his own heart shut, that was then reflecting in this pushback in the connection that was energetically intertwined with him, if that makes sense. This is twin flame mirroring taking place within this masculine, causing him to push back against the divine feminine whenever he was actually pushing back against his own heart opening, his own heart space opening. But again, that was something that wasn't even at play in these other, if there were third parties or karmic relationships or connections. I heard it was a way for him to connect without connecting. Let me know if that resonates with anyone. So I want to know now, because I feel a lot of past energy coming from this Door to Romance reversed card. So I want to know how this situation is now shifting for this masculine and what his higher self wants to say about it. Because we've spoken to a lot of powerful shifts happening. Okay, your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn and a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. So there could be Capricorn or Virgo energy in someone's birth chart here. I'm also hearing just earth energy in general could be significant to someone in their birth chart astrologically. However, mainly with these cards, what I'm hearing with your hard work is paying off, I'm hearing an end to the painful cycles that we've been traveling through. That's what I feel this masculine aiming at on this higher self level. But I also hear this higher self message of everything we've been through, divine feminine, what I feel is being kind of summed up as hard work, although that's very much an underestimation of what this actually was. All of these cycles, all of this confusion, all of this chaos, whether it was in this lifetime or previous lifetimes, it's all been for a reason, even if other people haven't been able to see that reason. And the payoff here is, with this card saying your hard work is paying off, the payoff is this profound energetic shifting and healing that is taking place within us, that is clearing out karma, not just karma that we can see in these forms of karmic relationships or even in these negative patterns or cycles we think of as karmic cycles. It's deeper than that. This is planetary karma. This is coming to the planet, volunteering to come to Earth to experience this twin flame journey in order to energetically support one another in clearing out very ancient karma, patterns that haven't even been touched, that have become so deeply ingrained in collective consciousness that they are, sorry, I'm still going through a little bit of my own throat chakra clearing, as I know some of you probably are as well, with some of the ascension symptoms we experience as divine feminines. But anyway, I feel this masculine saying, we came here to clear out these limiting patterns and belief systems that are so much deeper than us. And on this higher self level, I remember what my soul forgets. And I know you remember as well, divine feminine. In fact, you remember more consciously because you chose to come here and experience more of a spiritual path, I guess we could say, whereas I came to experience more of the denser, heavier, matrix 3D oriented energies of this planet. But with a time to give rather than take, I see this speaking to the divine feminine opening herself to receiving. I feel this masculine saying, it's my time to give. I feel this, there's something coming through about, I feel like someone could have either lived with their twin flame for a period of time or been really connected, because I see a divine feminine burning herself out. Like I see her literally doing laundry, but that might just be significant. Like divine masculine, metaphorically, I feel like I'm always doing your dirty laundry for you instead of letting you sit with it and take care of it yourself. I know that's such a strange metaphor, but I feel that might connect literally or figuratively for someone. But anyway, I feel this divine masculine saying to the divine feminine on this higher self level, divine feminine, you have been giving and burning yourself out so much. I'm hearing self-sacrificing. It's your time to give to yourself, to allow yourself to be self-loved, self-cared for, self-nurtured. And it's my time to step forward into that aligned action space, because the healed divine masculine is a natural born leader, is naturally giving with his time, with his energy, but in a very structured kind of way. And I feel him saying to the divine feminine, I have been not fully in a space of, I've been wounded in my masculine energy, to put it simply. And because of that, I wasn't giving to you, divine feminine, what you deserved. And you also were trying to overcompensate for both of us within this connection. But I hear him saying on a higher self level, divine feminine, give to yourself, care for yourself, nurture yourself, and know that I am allowing my energy to shift and going through these very deep, very powerful transmutations inwardly that are allowing me to then be able to give, to show up, to support materially this connection in the ways that you have always deserved. But I feel this masculine speaking to the fact that these changes have to be internal first, that the internal energies have to shift before they will show up externally consciously. So I am going to channel more higher self-love messages in the extended version of this reading. So the link to the extended reading is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. But for now, I'm going to close this reading by pulling one final message from the Rumi Oracle deck. So what is one final message for twin flames listening to this reading? Cosmic Hearts. This is the number 8 card, so 888 may be significant to someone, but also this speaks to opening oneself to abundance. 888 is actually the frequency, the Hertz frequency for abundance, for wealth, but not just material wealth, wealth of mind, body, and soul. So I'm going to close this reading by just reading a little bit from the guidebook. I was dead. I became alive. I was tears. I became laughter. Wow, I strongly hear that from the Divine Masculine, speaking to this opening to, again, his own inner feminine, that opening to emotional experience. The power of love, twin flame love, arrived and made me everlasting power. I have seen everything. I have no fear. I have the hearts of a lion. I shine like Venus. And with those two lines, heart of a lion and shine like Venus, I see that speaking to the perfectly healed and whole masculine and feminine energy coming together. Having the heart of a lion, having the leadership energy, the aligned, forward-moving, action-oriented, but balanced energy of that lion, of that healed divine masculine, but also having the shine, the radiance, the effortless beauty of that shine like Venus line. So that really feels like a perfect place to close out this reading. I really hope you received something valuable from the reading. And if you did, be sure to let me know what resonated either in the comments or in the live chats. By the way, thank you to all of you who do join me during these readings in the live chat, because as I say, these spaces and times are literally co-creative experiences. So by being here, by being present, by sharing your energy here, you are assisting us in shifting and healing and supporting each other as a twin flame collective here on YouTube. So thank you for being here. Be sure to tune back in to this channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We do channel twin flame readings here on those days at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day. The link to the extended version of this reading is in the pinned comment and description box. If you would like to join me there now for more extended messages and delving a bit deeper into some of what came up in this first reading, as well as, of course, channeling more love-related messages from both the masculine and feminine. So again, all of that information is below. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will talk to you again in Friday's Twin Flame reading.